I'm snowshoeing today, but how important are the best, really expensive snowshoes? In Japan, the top line of snowshoes will cost you more than $400 a pair. But I'm wearing today a pair of $100 snowshoes that I was given to test out. Let's see how they do. Good morning, this is Quinlan, and today I want to talk to you about snowshoes. Over the last couple years, I've really gotten into snowshoeing, and I was lucky enough to be able to buy a used pair of snowshoes from a friend of mine that are high quality and really cheap. He was really nice about it. But for most people, if you want to go out and buy a pair of the nice MSR Lightning Ascent snowshoes or some similar level, they're like $400 if you're in Japan, maybe a little bit cheaper in the country where you're in. I got an email offer recently from a company offering me a set of free snowshoes if I was willing to make a video reviewing them. And so, of course I will, why not? Now these are inexpensive snowshoes, comparatively speaking. On Amazon you can get them for a little over $100. Link in the description, of course. Now I wasn't paid or anything like that to make this review, and so I'm gonna be completely honest about this, obviously. But I'm just excited to be given the opportunity to review a product and of course keep it. It's always nice to have an extra set of snowshoes, so when I go with friends who don't own them, I can lend them out. So let's check this out. So this is the box that I just got. I haven't even opened them yet. I wanted to show you my first impressions and everything. Let's check it out. Oh, nice. First impression is good. They come in this nice, easy to carry bag. All right, well, this is what they look like. These are the snowshoes right here. They've got the heel riser, so they're good for going up on ascents. Anyways, let's go snowshoeing. And just like that, we're here in Hachimantai near the trailhead for the Nanatake frozen waterfalls, which I thought would be a good, safe, casual place to test out these new snowshoes. Let me first just show you a comparison of these snowshoes with the MSR Lightning Ascent snowshoes that I usually use. You can see they're roughly the same size. The Lightning Ascent has 4 points of connection, whereas this one just has 3. They both have the heel riser thing here. And looking at the other side, they both have similar amount of spikes. Let's put them on, test them out. It's kind of interesting how this part here goes through a loop. It's a different way of putting them on than my other snowshoes. Huh. All right. That's pretty good. All right. I think I got him here. Just not hard to put on, just I wasn't used to this new type of over-the-toe binding. Got it. Let's go. I've been snowshoeing regularly every winter for about the last 3 years. And so while I'm not like a hardened expert of snowshoes, I think as far as casual use goes, for people who aren't like incredibly intense about it, I can provide pretty good input. As I said, I was lucky enough that my first pair of snowshoes that I've been using was an old pair, an outdated pair of the highly regarded MSR Lightning Ascent brand, and they've been just fantastic, old or not. That said, not everybody wants to shell out the high ticket price of those snowshoes, and so I have been really curious about what these more inexpensive brands are like. Now I'm on the main trail up to Nanatake, and as you can see, so many people are going out here that there's a nice well-packed trail. So actually, you don't really need snowshoes for this particular hike, but I can still go just off the trail and get practice with him. See all those little balls up there? No, those are not birds' nests. Those are all mistletoe vines. That romantic parasitic vine that is all over the place up here. 1 more kilometer, getting there, but it's taking time. But one thing about snowshoeing is that it's nowhere near as fast as walking. It takes a while. We're just about there, and boy, can you hear it. It's definitely not frozen yet. There's a lot of water rushing over those falls. Looking good, but yeah, it's really just frozen around the edges there. Can't wait to see how this develops throughout the year. And man, it's really snowing now, huh? For this sort of casual snowshoe hiking up a sort of gradual incline, they're fantastic. I get the feeling that because of the shape of the edges, they wouldn't be as good for straight up mountain climbing hiking than, of course, the MSR Lightning Ascent, but then those are expensive ones just for ascents. Whereas for all of your general snowshoeing needs, if you can say that, I think these Go2gether $100 snowshoes are just great. I would definitely recommend them to someone who wants to start snowshoeing but doesn't want to drop $400 and isn't planning any serious alpine excursions. The binding here has been really secure. Nothing's come off, and I really like the way it goes over the toe here, actually. This is really stable. In fact, if anything, the binding, the thing that attaches it to your boot, is more stable than the more expensive Lightning Ascent. The heel is firmly attached. It works well. Yeah, I have no complaints about these snowshoes whatsoever. They're aluminum, maybe a touch heavier, but yeah, they're quite great. Let's test them going up a slope. I'm gonna put up the heel riser here, and we'll see if this is how this is going up. Yeah, the heel riser works really well. It makes you feel like you're just walking up a staircase when you're going up a slope. I have nothing to gain by endorsing this brand. I'm just saying that honestly, they seem nice to me. And I'm glad I have 1 set of them now that they gave me to review them. If you come snowshoeing with me, I now have 2 extra sets of snowshoes. And so you can easily hike with me without having to get rentals in the winter. Yeah, no problem, no problem. I think I've reached the conclusion that whether your snowshoes are $100 or $400, as long as they have a few core points, you're fine. As long as they're not too heavy, as long as they're long enough, as long as they've got the spikes underneath them so they dig in on slopes, and as long as they have those heel risers. Just heard something. Sounded like a sero, a Japanese sero baying. Oh no, it wasn't an animal that I just heard. That was just the creaking of a tree in the wind. Oh well. All right, time to get back home. Got a couple friends coming over tonight. We're gonna play some tabletop games and have some bourbon. Okay, back to the car. First of all, let me say that GoPro batteries are still just terrible in the cold. I had an extra battery, but just because it was cold, it died after like 5 minutes. So I wanted to show you, for comparison, walking around in my Lightning MSR Ascent snowshoes, which I just put on here, when I got back to the car, but I couldn't. Still, let me say that they are actually significantly lighter. They are easier to walk in. They have better edges, and so you can go down slopes better. They're not the rounded aluminum one, but an actual edge. And yeah, of course, if you're buying the $300 or $400 snowshoes, you're getting better snowshoes. And they are, yeah, significantly better. That said, these Go2gether snowshoes are fine for casual snowshoeing. And if you haven't been walking around in the best snowshoes around, then you won't necessarily feel the gap. I, of course, notice it because you just put one on after the other, and it's like, oh, yeah, they're lighter, you can go up easier. So, little disclaimer, yeah, of course the expensive ones are a lot better, but these other ones, they're fine. They're fine if you don't want to drop all that money. All right, that's it. I'm gonna go charge all those batteries. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the trails.